Words, wisdom of. From the Bible, narrated by Rue. The kingdom is within you. Luke 17:21. You are the temple. 1 Corinthians 3:16. The law is written on the heart. Jeremiah 31:33. Therefore, ignorance is not innocence. It is refusal to examine yourself. Be still and know. Psalm 46:10. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2. Guard your heart above all else, for from it flow the issues of life. Proverbs 4:23. As a person thinks in their heart, so they become. Proverbs 23:7. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Luke 6:45. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Proverbs 18:21. Whoever guards their mouth preserves their soul. Proverbs 13:3. Even a fool is thought wise if they keep silent. Proverbs 17:28. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but harsh words stir up anger. Proverbs 15:1. The one who controls their spirit is stronger than one who conquers a city. Proverbs 16:32. Pride goes before destruction. Proverbs 16:18. Let another praise you, not your own mouth. Proverbs 27:2. A good name is to be chosen rather than great riches. Proverbs 22:1. Dishonest scales are an abomination. Proverbs 11:1. Wealth gained hastily will dwindle. Proverbs 13:11. Whoever oppresses the poor insults their maker. Proverbs 14:31. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance. Proverbs 21:5. Without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed. Proverbs 20:18. The fear of the source is the beginning of wisdom. Proverbs 9:10. Meaning, reverence for reality precedes clarity. Now hear James in full force. Consider it pure gain when you face trials, because testing produces endurance, and endurance produces maturity. James 1:2-4. If you lack wisdom, ask the source who gives generously. James 1:5. But ask without doubting, for the double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. James 1:8. Let the lowly take pride in dignity, and the rich in humility, because wealth fades like grass. James 1:9-11. Blessed is the one who endures testing. James 1:12. Each person is tempted when dragged away by their own desire. Desire conceives distortion, and distortion gives birth to collapse. James 1:14-15. Every good and stabilizing gift flows from the source. Inconsistency comes from within. James 1:17. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger. James 1:19. Human anger does not produce righteousness. James 1:20. Do not merely hear instruction, do it. James 1:22. If anyone considers themselves spiritual, but does not control their tongue, they deceive themselves. James 1:26. Pure practice is care for the vulnerable and keeping oneself unstained by corruption. James 1:27. Do not show favoritism. James 2:1. If you honor wealth and despise poverty, you become judges with evil thoughts. James 2:4. Mercy triumphs over judgment. James 2:13. Faith without works is dead. James 2:17. Show your faith by what you do. James 2:18. The body without breath is dead. Faith without action is dead. James 2:26. Not many should presume to teach, because teachers are judged more strictly. James 3:1. We all stumble in many ways, but if anyone controls their tongue, they can control their whole body. James 3:2. The tongue is a fire that sets the course of life ablaze. James 3:6. With it we bless and curse. This should not be. James 3:10. Does fresh water and salt water flow from the same spring? James 3:11. Wisdom is shown by good conduct. James 3:13. Where envy and selfish ambition exist, there is disorder and every evil practice. James 3:16. Wisdom from above is pure, peaceable, gentle, open to reason, full of mercy, impartial, sincere. James 3:17. What causes conflict? Desires that battle within you. James 4:1. Friendship with corrupt systems is enmity with the source. James 4:4. The source opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. James 4:6. Submit to reality, resist distortion. Draw near, and you draw nearer. James 4:7-8. Humble yourself, and you will be lifted. James 4:10. Do not slander one another. James 4:11. Do not boast about tomorrow. Your life is a mist. James 4:13-14. You who hoard wealth, your riches have rotted. James 5:1-3. The wages you withheld cry out. James 5:4. You have fattened yourselves in a day of slaughter. James 5:5. Be patient and strengthen your hearts. James 5:7-8. Let your yes be yes, and your no be no. James 5:12. Confess faults to one another and pray for healing. James 5:16. Whoever turns a wanderer from error saves them from collapse. James 5:20. Layer this with the rest. You reap what you sow. Galatians 6:7. Each person carries their own load. Galatians 6:5. If anyone will not work, neither shall they eat. 2 Thessalonians 3:10. By their fruit you will know them. Matthew 7:16. Why look at the speck in another's eye while ignoring the plank in your own? Matthew 7:3. Do not store treasure where it decays. Matthew 6:19-21. You cannot serve two masters. Matthew 6:24. Do not worry about tomorrow. Matthew 6:34. Act justly, love mercy, walk humbly. Micah 6:8. Let justice roll like water. Amos 5:24. Ritual without justice is empty. Hosea 6:6, Matthew 23:23. All is vanity, chasing wind. Ecclesiastes 1:14. Whoever loves money never has enough. Ecclesiastes 5:10. There is a season for everything. Ecclesiastes 3:1. In the source, you live and move and have your being. Acts 17:28. The breath animates you temporarily. Job 33:4. Strengthen your heart. James 5:8. What you tolerate becomes structure. What you practice becomes identity. What you sow becomes harvest. That is the law. Ashe.